Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! 17 seconds from Game 7 or from championship number 6. Jordan open. Chicago with the lead. I've got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship.
Tying run at second, 2 out. Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges close. Out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it and to the middle with the 15 to the 20. Break 3 to the 25 to the 30 to the outside. 40 midfield. 40 30 to the coast. 20 15 Hester 5. Oh! Touchdown!
Toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Shawn and Maya in the morning on this House Music Monday edition. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago. All right. Click the like button. Now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the show's page. Go to Shawn and Maya in the morning, like that page as well. So not only will you be following Sports Zone Chicago, following Shawn and Maya in the morning as well. If you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real? Come on, guys. Go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago. Click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it. That'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, if you're watching this on our mobile app, please don't tell me to know we had a mobile app. Come on, baby. What's wrong with you? What your problem is? Come on, man. We got a mobile app. So wherever you get your apps from, it doesn't matter where you get them from. All right, just go there, whether it's iTunes or Google Play or Amazon or Walmart, Kmart, 7-Eleven, Zayre, Zemsky, Macy, Montgomery Ward, Woolworths, Weebolts, Gold Blast. It doesn't matter. Just go there, type in Sports Zone Chicago, download it. You take us with you on the go, so not only do you get Shawn and Maya in the morning 3 days a week, not only do you get our other live shows throughout the week, and not only are they archived there like they are on Facebook and YouTube, but I'll tell you what, we give you a slew, and I mean a slew of articles. Thanks to my man Clarence, Counsel III. Big up to Clarence for keeping you abreast of all articles Chicago sports related. Now, watching us on our Roku channel, I like that kind of party, baby. If you don't know, you better ask somebody. Sports Zone Chicago, we have our own Roku channel. So if you have a Roku television in the house, do us this favor. Download Sports Zone Chicago's channel to your television. Put us there next to the big boys. Netflix, Hulu, Prime, HBO Max, Apple Plus, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, Stars. Oh, man, Stars is good, baby. Season 4 of Book 3, Raising Canaan. Raising Canaan, the season premiere was dope. But I digress. Put us there next to the big boys. You can watch us on the big screen. Hell, we're on the big screen, right? Mickey now. Now you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy. That's CHI at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shawn Sierra. Now, we got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, whether it's Facebook, whether it's our YouTube, or our mobile app, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody scared over here. Like The Rock said, baby, don't sing it. Just bring it. Let's check out the chat, because the chat is jumping. This is what I'm talking about. Rick Gonzalez in early. He said, good morning to all. Hoping for Dahlman and the return of the Mac by lunchtime today. LFG, let's fucking go and bear the fuck down. That's what I'm talking about, Rick. Yes. Black Diamond's in the house, baby. Good morning, Papa. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. He says, top of the morning. Mr. Shorty is checking in. He's like top of the morning. Shorty. Michelle Walls in the house. Good morning on a House Music Monday, and let's NFL free agent frenzy go. Let's go. Let's go. It started last night. Levette Lee's in the house. Good morning, Ma. Happy House Music Monday, y'all. She says, appreciate you. Cornelia Squalls in the house. What up? What up? What up? Morning, Rick, Mr. Shorty, Black Diamond. Man, all right. I guess I'm chopped liver, huh, Cornelius? That's cool. Oh, he said, what up, sports owners? Okay. All right. All right. I'm just busting your balls, man. That's no biggie. No biggie. Levette Lee says, what's up, Shawn? Hey, Ma, again, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Brent B. Smooth's in the house. Good morning, Shawn, and chat. That's what I'm talking about. Foster Covers in the morning. Checking in, baby. How you doing? He says, hope everyone is well. Thank you for tuning in, sir. I appreciate it. Appreciate you. Hey, listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That I can promise you. Man, we got a great show. 10 o'clock, my man Lester, Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron is going to join us. We're going to talk all things Bears, NFL. My goodness, the pocketbooks burst open yesterday. Holy shnikes. All across the league, they're blowing up like the World Trade. Wow, we're going to talk about that. Plus, we're going to talk about the Bears, obviously. Where do they go? We still going after Dolman? We going after anyone else? Return of the Mac? These are all possibilities. We're going to talk to Lester Wiltfong Jr. about this at 10 o'clock. We got a new person in today. Thy and SMI podcast. Thank you for tuning in, sir. Our peoples, I appreciate it. I don't know if we are sir or ma'am. Democrats took Twitter down. How do I know about NFL free agency? Man, we got a great show. I am telling you, I am fired up. We got, not only do we have Lester coming on at 10, but then we have White Sox to talk, which will be about 30 seconds. We have Cubs to talk as they get ready to head to Tokyo. Okay, they're heading to Tokyo to start their season. We got the Bulls in action. The Bulls are looking like a team. We're stuck. The Bulls are looking like a team. And I'll tell you what, everyone's talking about Cooper Flag and this. I've said it here a couple of times already. I'm okay with Matas Bucelis. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I don't want Cooper Flag or I don't want another one of those top players. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying we got one of those dudes, and he's making moves. He's doing this against NBA players. He's not doing it against college players. He's not doing it against walk-ons. All right, this dude, Matas Bucelis, is doing this shit in the NBA against the NBA players. All right, the best of the best. He's starting some games. All right, coming off the bench. Others, I like it. He's been starting a lot more recently, but yeah. Oh, Rick's ready, baby. He goes like, can't wait for those 30 seconds of White Sox talk. Yeah, we're pulling the Al Bundy of White Sox talk today. Goes, oh, Peg, they're going to give you a quickie. She's like, no, I want the full 30 seconds. Foster Cover says, Bulls and Hawks have been playing much better lately. Yes, they have. Yes, they have. The Bulls are looking like a much better, more disciplined team, moving the ball around. I think we found Vooch's replacement. And that's crazy. All right. So, yeah, we have baseball to talk. We have basketball to talk. A little hockey to talk. And a lot of football to talk. I'm telling you, those purse strings were bursting at the seams yesterday. Pew, pew, pew. All that noise you heard was the purse strings breaking on the purses yesterday of NFL teams. Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of money being shelled out this year. And now the Bears need 2 more. Give me 2 more. Give me 2 more free agents, and I will be satisfied. Science and SMI podcast. What do you mean? I didn't hear about the Tevinjenkins signing. I could be wrong. Must have happened this morning. Or are you just saying in general? Well, here's the thing. Tevin has played more games. In the last 3 seasons, Tevin has played more games than Jonah Jackson. Tevin's played 39 of 51 games. Jonah Jackson has played 29 of 51 games. Oh, you're just speculating? Okay. Depends who pays them. You know what? The INSMI, I'm okay with it. If someone else wants to pay him, cool, man. You know, he's got a baby girl. He's recently married, got a baby girl. You know, when it's all said and done, I know we're all Bears fans and everything, but there's got to be, there's a human element to it that we forget. And I wish him nothing but the best. All right, you got to do what's best for him and his family. And we'd all be in the same situation. If someone came other than the team that drafted us and offered us some crazy ass money, we're jumping. People move for an extra $30,000, $30,000 a year from a job. Tell me you wouldn't. Move from one company to another. You move from one company to another for an extra 30 grand, you're jumping in a heartbeat, right? What if somebody doubles it? Yeah, they're going. They're going. And I ain't mad at them. Now when you got mouths to feed, bills to pay, people to take care of. Hey, I hear you. I hear you, Carl. My calf hurts. But he's played in 10 more games than Jonah Jackson in the last 3 seasons. 10 more. We're giving Jonah 17 mil. We're giving Jonah 17 mil. And Tevin. And you ask the question can also be asked, how many did Jonah Jackson finish? His cap hit's only 11 and a half. All right, well, his salary is 17, but his cap hit's probably okay. Okay. Jenkins will get 22 mil from the Lions. Hey, that's not a bad organization to go to. Can't believe I'm saying that. Damn. Black Diamond said the job out of state offered me $100,000 a year. I'm teleporting there. I hear you, man. I hear you. I hear you. It's all about the almighty dollar. But I think if Tevin can stay healthy, and the one thing I don't know about Tevin is his offseason regimen. How much flexibility, how much stretching does he do? How much, one of the things that's really, really popular among a lot of athletes, and it should be a lot more popular among linemen because of the way that they get bent up a lot in piles or bent back over piles of shit because defensive linemen are assholes. I wonder how much yoga and Pilates they do. Because I would incorporate that when I was coaching. I was in charge of the strength and conditioning program. And one of the things that I had all my players do was stretch. The stretching that we did was intense. The stretching that we did was really, really good. And we rarely had a guy with knee injuries, unless it was a really bad knee injury, like when a quarterback got towards ACL. But no nagging or little sissy knee I shouldn't say sissy, but minor knee injuries that lingered. All right. The flexibility that I put them through, these kids were really, really, really flexible. So my question and my concern is what type of stretching routine does he do? All right. And then there are different ways to strengthen your knee. And it sounds weird because the knee's a joint. It's not a muscle. You can't strengthen like that. But what you do is you strengthen things around it. All right. You strengthen your quads. You strengthen, like it just evaded me, the muscle on your calf. I mean, on your shin, right next to your shin. When you lift your toes up, the muscle that flexes there, you strengthen that. You're not a lot of negative resistance. There's a lot of things you can do. And we used to do that all when I was a strength and conditioning coach in my coaching days. And very rarely did we have soft tissue injuries. We didn't really have them at all. Soft tissue injuries or not to mention nagging soft tissue injury. So I just hope Tevin really takes care of himself. And I think I said that before, last year and the year before, is that he needs to incorporate stretching and yoga and Pilates. All right. Do stuff to, there's things you can do. And hopefully for his sake, he does take care of his body. Because when he's right, man, he can be one of the best guards in the league. So, yeah. But I think Tevin's tenure has come to an end here in Chicago, which is unfortunate because I do like him. I do like his tenacity. I do like his mindset. And I love it. Oh, Rick, Shawn, this might be a dumb question, but was there ever Maya that was on the show with you? Confused in the name of the show. Yes, it was. Yes, yes, there was. And she pops in occasionally. She works in mental health, and so she has her own practice, and a lot of people need mental health, and it got really, really, really busy. Really busy. And you know what I mean? And can't get mad at her for paying them bills. The amount of money that people charge for mental health consultation is through the roof. But yeah. But no, yeah, Rick, there is, not was. She's not passed. She's still alive. Well, thank you for the question. Well, man, we have a phenomenal show. We got to get to it, baby. So you know how we do the first segment of every show. It's called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
First top of the morning topic. Let's see which way do we go? Here we go. Here we go. We're going to start here. Blackhawks. That was a rough one. The Blackhawks fell to the Nashville Predators. 3-2 in overtime on Saturday. Artis Soderblom, he stopped 38 of 41 shots. Blackhawk goal by Vlasic, his third of the season. And Mikheyev lit the lamp for the 14th time. Assists on those goals were Connor Bedard, his 35th of the season. Kirby Dach, his 5th helper. Ryan Donato, his 25th helper of the season. And Connor Murphy, his 16th assist of the season. Tonight, the Blackhawks travel to Colorado where they can smoke weed where they can for a matchup with the Avalanche. Puck drop is at 8 p.m. Central Time. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet Plus or listen to it on their flagship station, 7:20 a.m. The next top of the morning topic, the Bulls, baby. Only the Bulls. Only the Bulls. On Saturday, the Bulls. The game was awesome. I hope you got to catch it if you have CHSN. The Bulls beat the Heat 114-109. Josh Giddey leading the way. I might mess around too. Keep playing with me. I might mess around and get a Josh Giddey jersey. 26 points, 10 rebounds, 12. A dozen helpers for the triple-double. Kobe White, 21 points. Zach Collins, 18 points, 15 rebounds. Trey Jones, 15 points. And the rookie, Matas Buzelis, 13 points in the winning affair down on South Beach, down to 305. Stay with the Bulls tonight. The next top of the morning topic tonight, the Bulls host the Pacers at the United Center over on the West Side. Tip-off is at 7 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, 670 a.m. You know what? Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm going to give me a Josh Giddey jersey. Stop playing. Give me a Josh Giddey jersey. This is the dude who I hated. I hated him. I'm like, this guy's a bum. He's a buster. He's soft. He looks like Sunshine from Remember the Titans, just with brown hair instead of blonde. I didn't like his shot. I didn't like anything about this guy. And he was like, I don't give a damn. Watch. He kept flirting. He'd have 15 and 9, 15 and 8 assists. Then all of a sudden he started to have like 18 and 10 and 7 assists. And now he's flirting literally every game now. He's flirting with a double-double. He's got comfortable. He knows his teammates. His teammates know him. He's playing for a contract as well. And I'll tell you what, this guy's game, how can you not like this guy? How can you not like this guy? He does all the dirty work. All right, he fills up the stat sheet. He's getting better defensively. And people, what people are going to say is, he's a liability defensively. Look. He's 22 years old. How many people do you know come into the NBA, great defenders? If they do come in as great defenders, how many years of college did they have? Jimmy Butler came into the league as a defensive stopper. Do you recall? Why? He went 4 years in Marquette. All right, nobody plays defense. But you get better. You learn to play defense. Why do you think Caruso so good? Stayed, in college. You go through college 3 or 4 years, you know how to play defense. You learn how to play defense. It's a staple. Excuse me. Whoa. Yeah, Caruso. I didn't realize he went to Texas A&M. I didn't realize that. My man King Booker World checking in. He says, salute, chat, and Shawn. King Booker World. How you doing, Papa? But you don't come into the NBA being a great defender. It just doesn't happen. Look at Caruso. Caruso stayed 4 years at Texas A&M. Giddey's getting better on the defensive end. He's getting hands in the passing lane. He's dropping. He's helping when guys get beat. Giddey's the real deal. The man from down under. I tell you, I did not like this acquisition at all. But what have we talked about often? Many times, a change of scenery will do a person well. And he got with the right coach. He got with a coach who prides himself on defense. Prides himself on defense. And Billy Donovan's really good with coaching young men, younger players. King Booker World. You too, huh? Says Giddy has won me over. He won me over. I was anti-Giddy all the way. All the way, I was anti-Giddy. This buster. And he was like, hold my beer. Watch this, punk. He told me. Watch this, punk. How can you not like somebody who fills up a stat sheet like that? Just in. Adam Schefter. Falcons are releasing two-time Pro Bowl defensive tackle Grady Jarrett. All right, this is per source. He played his entire 10-year NFL career in Atlanta. Yeah, I don't know if we want him. 32 years old. But yeah, no. But no. Let's keep it moving. This next top of the morning topic yesterday. Cubs fall to the Los Gigantes. The San Francisco Giants 8-6. Jameson Taillon, he got a no decision. He went 4 innings, 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 1 free pass, 4 punch outs. Birdie was 1 for 2 with a double, his first of the spring, driving in his first and second RBIs of the springtime. Kyle Tucker was 1 for 2, going yard, baby. For the first time, his first home run of the spring. Finally got off the schneid. He's happy. He drove in his first 2 ribbies of the spring. Michael Busch, 2 for 3 with an RBI. His 10th. Ian Happ was 1 for 1 with a double. His 4th of the spring. Next top of the morning topic, the Cubs take on the Guardians in Goodyear, Arizona today. First pitch is at 3:05 Central. Can't watch it on TV, but you can listen to it on their flagship station, 670 AM. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we will finish. Okay, I can see that. Carl, I can see that. Jarrett to Chicago for $2 million. Okay, you bring Grady Jarrett for $2 million. That Joker's a dog. That's a dog. Who you talk about? Now he deserves a nickname. You talk about Giddy, huh? Okay. Little retire money would be fine. He's washed as a starter. Yeah, you put him in. You give him like every other series, every couple of series. That's a good call. That's not a bad call. Although I don't know if I want him 3, 4, and 5. I want some youngsters in there. All right, I would take one. I mean, Andrew Billings is a dog. Gervon Dexter can continue to learn from him. And Grady Jarrett, I like that. But then you got him. You got, did they release Zach Pickens? They didn't tender him an offer, I want to say. You go get some younger guys and be around these veterans, these former Pro Bowlers, to help develop their game. That's what I like. That's what I would like. Turn them into dogs. I see you, Carl. Said former Pro Bowlers at 25% of the snap percentages would elevate us. They would come in handy because they're fresh, and you're not relying on them. I'm not relying on you for X amount of sacks and pressures. I'm relying on you to give the starters a breather. Oh, by the way, you're in there. You are getting some pressures and sacks. Excellent. Listen, let's take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we'll finish up with top of the morning topics. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago.
Move it!
Many will hear the calling. Few will earn the title. United States Marine. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
We are looking for a few heroes, mentors, trailblazers, innovators, a passion to change lives, spark curiosity, open hearts, and awaken minds, help students answer the question, who am I? This could be your calling, but this is no job. It's the journey of a lifetime. Be a hero. Be a teacher.
Mental health and learning disorders don't discriminate. 17 million children and adolescents in the United States live with disorders like anxiety, depression, ADHD, and dyslexia. Less than half get the help they need to thrive. Help the Child Mind Institute change these children's lives. Visit childmind.org.
Loose ball, tap to Collins. Here's Buzelis with numbers for the Bulls. To Herter on the drive.
Nice move. Him.
Down 17. Good cut by Buzelis, and Horton found him.
That's what you want to see Julian Phillips do.
Buzelis dives in and dunks it home.
He called for the screen at him, and then he faked going over.
Josh has 6 assists, 6 rebounds, and a steal. Lobs it for Buzelis!
Go get it, Boozy first! Go upstairs.
Collins, cross court, Giddy, a deep three!
Good A, mate! Good A, mates!
Stacey's a damn fool. Good A, mate! Good A, mate! Dude, that's awesome. Dude, that's why Stacey's one of the best, if not the best, color commentator in the NBA. The things he comes up with. Good night, mate. Stacey's a damn fool, man. I love it. I love it. Dude, who's having more fun than Stacey doing those? You know what I mean? Besides me, of course. I love doing this and talking to you guys. But real talk, like Stacey is, wow. King Wickle World is oh my goodness. Oh man. Oh goodness gracious. I love Stacey too, man. That dude is he's something else. He's something else. Let's get back to it, baby. Let's get back to where we're our top of the morning topics. Here we go. The good guys. Next top of the morning topic, the good guys, baby. Get used to this a lot again. or White Sox. They fall 1-0. 1-0. Couldn't even get a run across. The Cleveland Guardians. Mason Adams got the start. He got the loss. He was 0-1. 3 innings, 4 hits. Gave up the only run of the game. No walks, 1 strikeout. Andrew Vaughn, 1 for 3. Amaya, he was 1 for 1 with a double. His first of the season. Today, the White Sox take on so what are they, the Vegas? At least the Vegas Athletics now? Or the Sacramento Athletics? Because when they play in Sacramento, they're going to be wearing a patch that says Las Vegas Athletics. We'll take it on the Athletics, the A's in Mesa, over at Ho-Ho-Cam Park, the Cubs' old spring training facility. Their first pitch is at 3:05 p.m. Central. You can't watch that game, but you can listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. ESPN 1000, that's 1000 a.m. The next top of the morning topic. The NFL's legal tampering period starts today, but Lord have mercy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. There were some huge signings yesterday. He was one of them, baby. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett asked to be traded. He asked to be traded. Things broke down. And finally, they said, here, you want to get traded? How about some money? Took the money. I ain't mad at him. What did we talk about earlier? I am not mad at you, dog.
Like the money is seeing a rise across the board, right?
Stop. What are you doing? I don't even know what the hell that was. You know, the money that he's getting, this is crazy. It's 122. It's a 4-year, $204.8 million deal. It's $122.8 million guaranteed, and he's getting $100 million in cash over the first 3 years, and this is per NFL media. Lord have mercy. He's 29 years old. He's got 102.5 career sacks, the third most sacks before the age of 30 in NFL history, trailing only Reggie White, who's had 108 before 30, and Jared Allen, who had before 30. He's also the first person ever with 14 or more sacks in 4 consecutive seasons, a streak that is currently alive. So he gets another 14, we have 5. All right. There's the warden. She's on her way to CrossFit. Rich, who the hell are you telling? He said 123 guaranteed. It'll change anybody's mind. Who are you telling? Oh, I love me some Cleveland. I love me some Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. Hey, him and everybody else, Mr. Shorty, like he goes from wanting a trade to, oh, sure, I'll take that money. Shit, you got 123 million guaranteed in your face? Come on, man. It's Boston, thanks for tuning in. Goes, stay safe, gotta run. Hey, thanks for tuning in, Papa. I appreciate it. Have a good day. The next big signing. Boom. Are you freaking kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? Josh Allen becomes the highest paid player. He signs a 6-year, $330 million extension. Actually, no, Dak's still getting 60. Never mind. 6 year, $330 million extension. $250 million of that is guaranteed. I pause for dramatic effect. $250 million is guaranteed. Let me take this picture down for a second. Do you realize that Josh Allen has gone from a guy that Buffalo fans wanted to run out of town? You remember his first 2 seasons in Buffalo, especially after his rookie year, they're clamoring. Bills Mafia does not play. They do not play. They were clamoring. They wanted his ass out of town. They wanted him gone. Brian Dable gets a hold of him, turn him around. Now he's getting $250 million guaranteed. 330 total. 330 million total. 250 million guaranteed. You talk about going from one extreme to the other, that is bananas. Allen at 55 million AAV is cheap. I don't know about that one. Dak's getting 60. Well, if you're comparing it to that, okay. Definitely cheaper than Dak as the Super Bowl or got to the NFC Championship game. King Booker World, 122 mil. I'm sacking quarterbacks. Beer man, hot dog man, t-shirt girls, everything. Anybody's walking around gets sacked. You know, here, Rick, here's what I was saying. Rick says he had 4 years still left on his deal. Don't get what the Bills are doing. Here's what they're doing. I said this before. A lot of times you pay that money, you give a quarterback that big money, and you can always restructure. It's easy because now you have him paid, your quarterback paid, and I know it's going to mess with the cap, but the cap keeps going up every year. But also, it's easier to renegotiate. Like, okay, cool. Instead of this, we'll turn X amount of million into achievable goals. Like if you show up for training camp for OTAs, you get $1 million. You show up for training camp on time, you get another $1 million. If you get 5 touchdown passes, you get another $1 million. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like you get 5 touchdown passes in a game and a half. You know what I mean? So Carl, exactly. He said if Caleb Williams is worth the squeeze, he'll be looking at 10 years, $800 million. You could be right. I don't know if who else is going to be going at up over 60 right now. I mean, Caleb, you still got 4 years left to Caleb. Okay, because you're going to pick up his 5th-year option. But Caleb's going to be up there. Let me tell you this. If the Bears get to NFC Championship game in any of these next 2 years, which they very well could, yeah, he'll be asking 75, 80 mil. It might even be close to 100, depending on how well he plays. So let's say he throws for 4,500 yards, 35, 40 touchdowns. Yeah, he's going to be asking for a hell of a lot of money. It might be more than 80 mil. It might be more than 80 mil, Carl. Real Bear fan, good morning, Papa. Thank you for tuning in. Says, don't want a bear yet? No, we haven't seen it. Twitter just went back up, so we gotta keep refreshing it to see what's going on. Real Bear fan also says, Mac, 12 million or less, do it. Any more? No thanks. Okay. Aunt Mosh checking in. What's up, Papa? How are you? Thank you. He says, bear down, Shawn. Bear down, baby. I say 10 for Mac. If I had to squeeze out 12, I would, but man. Because look, you're 34 years old. The production you had from here's the problem. The production that you had, and here's why I say that. All right. Oftentimes the decrease in production happens fast. It happens fast. And for Khalil Mack, it happened fast. It happened really, really fast. I'm trying to find here. In 2023, not this past season. This past season was 24. In 2023, Khalil Mack had 17 sacks and 88 pressures. Okay? 17 sacks, 88 pressures. It's a nice year at the office. Next year, which was last season, 2024, he had 6 sacks and 49 pressures. Those numbers dropped considerably. So what do you expect from him if he comes here? You expect him to get double-digit sacks here after he dropped 11? He dropped double-digit sacks. He went down 11 sacks from 23 to 24. Oh, here we go. He's off the market. Just ahead of free agency, former NFL Defensive Player of the Year Khalil Mack reached an agreement today on a 1-year, fully guaranteed $18 million deal with the Los Angeles Chargers, per sources. Chargers get back their pass rush standout. So he's off the table. We ain't got to talk about him no more. He gone. You go now. He gone. So Khalil Mack is off the table. Good. We don't have to talk about Khalil Mack anymore. Good. 1 year, 18 mil. Perfect. Real Bears fan, Khalil got 18. Real Bears fan says, Dolman is all I want today. Not being greedy, I can see a third wide receiver today also. Okay. Yeah, Carl, 18. Yep. Yep, Real Bears, you shortchanged him. He said 17 a year, he got 18. Yes, that Mac back to LA. Yes, sirree. I agree. 18 mil is too much. No, it's not. It's not weird behavior. Carl, imagine not wanting Hall of Fame edge. That's weird behavior. If the Hall of Famer is at the end of his career and nowhere near as productive as he was before, and you've seen in the last two the precipitous drop in his statistics from 1 year to the next, it's not weird behavior. Because can you guarantee me as he's getting older, he's going to get better? That I can't. Here's the one that's, here's a crazy one. Man, the next top of the morning topic, Charlie. DJ Metcalf gets traded to the Pittsburgh Steelers for a 2025 second-round pick. And Metcalf agrees to a 5-year, $150 million extension. Dude, that's $30 million a year for a freaking receiver. $30 million a year for a receiver. I don't know. Aunt Ma said, that's nice. If we do get Dolman, I really hope we draft Jared Wilson. Yeah, that's not a bad one. You can sit behind Dolman, but Dolman's young. Like, here's the only thing. Like, I don't think we need, I think Coleman Shelton should be Coleman Shelton could be the backup. You know, he's 26 years old. He's got 5 good years left in him. Toward the end of his contract with us, I'd say after, depends on when we give him. 5-year deal, 4-year deal. A year or 2 left on his deal is when you start going shopping for centers. In the draft, that is. You go looking for good centers in the draft in the 2nd or 3rd round. Let him sit behind him for a year or so, and then transfer of power takes place. Yeah, I don't want Jared Wilson now because he's going to sit and rock. You're going to pay Dolman a whole bunch of money, and then you got this rookie, depending on when you draft them, probably for 4 years. Dolman plays 3, and you only get 1 out of your center before you got to re-up with him, or tag him as a restricted free agent. Yeah, I don't like that one. You got Coleman Shelton as a backup. And actually, Jonah Jackson plays center as well, but I'm trying to move him. I'm not trying to move him at all. Coleman Shelton will be the backup center. But this just blew my mind. Traded Pittsburgh for a 25 second round pick and agrees to a 5-year, $150 million extension. Now, before I wanted Justin Fields to go to the Raiders, but the Raiders just traded for his old quarterback in Geno Smith. Geno Smith is now with the Raiders. So I hope Justin stays in Pittsburgh because now you have George Pickens and you have DK Metcalf. Those are 2 nice receivers to have. King Booker, well, you're in line. That are head cases. They are head cases. So, Ant Mouse, you think Dolman is a lateral move from Shelton? I'd rather keep Shelton and bring Wilson along behind him. Well, I mean, if you don't get Dolman, then yes, then I would say definitely look at bringing in Wilson. If you don't get Dalton, Carl says, Amos, I disagree that it's a lateral move. I agree that Dolman has had some issues pass blocking. Interesting. Well, my man, I'm telling you, I would love we're able to get and if Justin's able to stay in Pittsburgh, they're talking about they're still discussing or having negotiations with him and Russell. And then rumors have surfaced that they're also thinking about or that Aaron Rodgers might be in play in Pittsburgh. I don't know if his persona is gonna hold up against Mike Tomlin. I don't know if those two are gonna get along. I don't know. So real Bears fan want a D-line at 41, their second round pick. So Aunt Moss, you want a D-line in the first. Second, you want a running back. And third, you want Wilson. Okay. Real Bears fan said, get an extra second from trade back from 10 to 20th and take Iowa's running back, Caleb Johnson. Yeah, I wouldn't agree. I disagree that he's awful. I disagree with you and you take that Caleb Johnson's awful. So you think the same way? How Black Diamond, you think Caleb Johnson's awful? I wouldn't say he's the best running back in there. There's a couple other ones. There are a couple I think are better. I don't think he's awful. I mean, the two Ohio State running backs are good. Marion Hampton is good. King Book of World. Tom and Roger will end up boxing. You're damn right they will. Yes. And Rick, you're right. I don't want us to go after Chase Young. I don't want Chase Young. Yeah. So there's a lot of prospects, a lot of good, a lot of ideas. If we get Dahlman and we redo our offensive line, are you okay with taking Ashton Genty? I personally no. He's a smaller. He's at 10. It depends on here. Truth be told, here's what I want. Here's what I want. I want the Bears to trade with Cincinnati, get their 3-tech or their edge and Hendrickson. All right, they're only asking a third. You give them a high third-round pick, I will take that. And yes, you're going to have to work out a deal with them. Okay, good. Work out a deal with them. But you give me Hendrickson on one side, Montez Sweat on the other side, I'm good. It doesn't have to be 30. Could be, I mean, maybe get him at 26, 28. We'll see. But I wouldn't mind that third round pick because listen, that's why you don't give him 30 because he's 30 years old. Now the thing about that is what Ryan Pohl's third rounders have been good. Velus Jones, Zach Pickens, Kieran Amagaji. Kieran, we don't know yet because they screwed him over. Zach Pickens hasn't developed as well as we would have liked. Velus Jones not even with the team anymore. Well, I don't know if it's going to cost a late first. All the reports are coming out that they wanted a late second or early third. You give them a third, cool. But anyway, we got to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to welcome our man Lester Wiltfong Jr. I'm excited to talk to him. We have a lot to talk, a lot of money has been shelled out the last day. Don't forget, Aaron Jones re-signed in Minnesota. Let's not forget that fact yesterday as well. So listen, keep it locked right here. My man Lester Wiltfong Jr. up next. Don't go anywhere. Keep it locked right here. Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi, Megan. Hey, Jessica. Megan, you're a tramp. Brian Fitch told me you guys made out. Everybody knows. He said your breath smells like garbage. And he almost puked. He says you're the most desperate girl he knows, besides your mom. How many boyfriends does she have anyway? Lots? Your makeup makes you look like a clown. That zit is huge, zit face.
Hey, bud, what you doing?
I'm playing with cars.
Cars? Can you show me what a car does? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. First of all, this is a school zone. So you need to put down your cell phone, stop texting, and let's get to driving. Now you're coming up to a stop sign, right? You need to slow down and stop before you hit that Y line. I want you to look left, right, left. You don't want to get hit by a car going on your left, and to your right to make sure you don't get sideswiped by a guy coming from your right. You're coming, and you see a crosswalk. You better slow your horses down, because the #1 rule of driving is always yield to pedestrians. Now stop, pull over, and you are done driving. Gosh, what do they teach you kids in school nowadays?
Bush grounds it towards the middle. It's underneath the glove of Voss. Here comes Happ. Throw home. It's a 1-0 game, and it gets by the catcher, Stassi. Bush to second, credited with the single, and the Cubs take the early lead of the first.
Quentin Barry, he scores easily on that play.
John Birdie into left center. That's a base hit. PCA scores. Same with Carson Kelly. John Birdie into second. It's a 2-run double.
That right now.
That's hammered.
Looking for that though.
Center field, McRae to the wall. It's gone.
Welcome back to Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. Those Cubs courtesy of the Marquee Network. Those are your Cub fans. Those are your Cubs. Cub fans. I don't ever say I don't talk about Cubs. Excuse me. My next guest is a good friend of the program. He's the EIC editor in charge. Big man over there, Windy City Gridiron. You can find him on Twitter at Wiltfong when it doesn't crash, at Wiltfong Jr. Guys, just welcome back to Shawn and Maya. Lester Wiltfong Jr. Lester, what's up, Bubba? How are you?
Doing good. I'm also on Blue Sky, same handle at Wiltfong Jr. So I'm all over the socials. Yeah. Just in
Blue
case.
Sky, okay.
You know, you got to be ready for these days, man.
I'm telling you, you got to every platform you got to be on, man. You got to be on all of them.
Yep.
So, dude, what was going on with all that money flying out of organizations yesterday? You see on the background, you got Myles Garrett $123.5 guaranteed. DJ Metcalf, he gets 105 for 150. Josh Allen, 330, 250 guaranteed. Dude, what was going on yesterday with the purse strings being very relaxed?
Yeah, I mean the salary cap went up, so everyone was going to probably want to go out and spend their money there. So you got to look at the money guys are getting. Look at the percentage of the cap. So I know that Myles Garrett deal looks ridiculous, but if you look at it by a percentage of the cap, the raise kind of makes sense. I mean, if you're going to be the highest paid defensive player, the previous high paid defensive player was X percent of the cap. That's kind of where Garrett is now. So it's just, as the cap goes up, these deals go up. Teams want to keep their players. I don't know if you caught that, but just moments ago, Khalil Mack re-signed with the Chargers, $18 million fully guaranteed. So, teams want to keep their guys. So, it's that kind of goes, drafting and developing is really as important as it has ever been.
Yeah, we were talking about that and about the Khalil Mack situation, and then Schefter came across on I got the notification, and I'm okay with that. His production dropped big time, 17 sacks, 88 pressures to 6 sacks I want to say, and 49 pressures last season from 23 to 24. That's a big drop, and you're only getting older. So if they were comparable, okay, I could see something, but I'm glad we don't. That's a decision we don't have to make. The Chargers took it out of our hands, which is good. So your thoughts? So are we expecting to hear news on Drew Dalman today, and your thoughts on the Bears getting him as their possible starting center?
Yeah, that's the big news, right? I mean, that's been the buzz for weeks now. Biggs was all over it. Courtney Cronin was all over it. The national guys got all over it. So, is he the top? Is he a worthy of resetting the center market? Probably not, but he's still a pretty good center. There was a lot of talk about how he could only thrive in an outside zone, right? Because that's what the grades show, the numbers reflect that, but that's pretty much all Atlanta does. I mean, that's their run game is outside zone. So it's natural that he would have good numbers in outside zone because that's what they do. So look, if Ben Johnson and the Bears coaching staff feels he's the guy, then he's the guy. But I mean, Ryan Kelly's out there from the Colts. That dude from the Raiders just got cut. There are other options. Coleman Shelton, as much as Bears fans hate him, if they have to pivot and go to him for a stopgap for one more year, I mean, there are worse options out there that wouldn't be the worst. But then, regardless of what you do, you got to draft yourself some interior offensive linemen this year.
Are you okay with them drafting Jonah Jackson? Right? And I shouldn't say drafting.
The trade.
I mean,
yeah,
acquiring Jonah Jackson. He's played in less games over the last 3 years than Tevin, and everyone complained about Tevin.
Yeah,
being Mr. Soft, Mr. Soft Tissue or something. And now you trade for a guy who's going to be making 17, if I'm not mistaken, for a guy who played in 10 less games than Tevin did.
Well, the nice thing is the way the contract's structured. I mean, it's pretty much a 1-year deal. It's pretty much all they're going to commit to him. He was a Pro Bowler with the Lions and Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
He understands the terminology. He understands, kind of what Ben Johnson wants to do offensively. He's a very good run blocker. He kind of brings the Bears what they need. And look, I would have been fine with Tevinjenkins being re-signed. But look, in this market, Tevinjenkins is going to get a ton of money. He's going to get a huge deal. Are you willing to commit to him a 3, 4, 5-year deal? Probably not because of the injuries. With a guy like Jonah Jackson, there are injuries there as well you got to deal with. But it's pretty much a 1-year commitment. Like I said, no matter what happens in free agency and these trades, still go out and draft an interior offensive lineman. Get a guy in the pipeline. We saw the Eagles, the Eagles, man, Howie Roseman drafts linemen all the time because he always wants to make sure he has enough guys ready in case an injury happens. So that's what the Bears need to do. They have to really upgrade those trenches. And I feel that's what Ben Johnson and Ryan Poles will do now.
Would you draft a center or would you draft a guards in this year's draft? Because if you draft Dalman, he's going to be a 4 or 5 year deal.
Yeah.
I really wouldn't want to draft a center this year. I think Coleman Shelton would be a great guy. If you don't sign Dalman, then I really think you should draft a center. Really, really think because now you first of all put pressure on Coleman Shelton, and maybe he beats him out, and Coleman Shelton can be the backup. What about the guard situation? Would you draft a guard before a center?
Yeah, I think with the way the draft is looking right now, you have two different types, right? You got the tackles that kick into guard. You got the guards that can also play some center. You got some center to kind of kick out to guard. I think the Bears, what they like what they want to do is if you can find a guy that has that center guard versatility, especially if you've traded for your two starting guards, you're likely going to sign a starting center. So you don't need a guy that comes in and starts at those three spots, but you want a guy that you kind of compete, kind of give you some good depth there. So if you can find a guy that, I'm cool with a day two guy. I mean, if you get a guy in the second or third round that has center guard versatility, I think you pull the trigger because he's going to play. I mean, the odds of your offensive lineman playing all 17 games are slim, so get a guy you trust, bring him in there. If you, I don't want any projects like a Kieran Amagaji, who I think still has some value, but year one, he never should have seen the field, right? He wasn't ready physically. He wasn't ready mentally. He had the injury coming off of, so that if you're going to draft a guy early, make sure it's a guy you trust, and you're going to be able to play him early because he may have to.
Yeah, I was really disappointed in the organization by really hanging him out to dry. I mean, you talk about, but apparently they love doing that. They did it to Justin Fields. They do it to other people. You know what I mean? Like, come on, man, this dude is not ready. Then he faces, who was that dude in Minnesota who was having the Pro Bowl year? His first,
Jonathan Grenard, man.
Grenard, yeah. So your first start in the NFL is against him having a Pro Bowl year. And oh, by the way, we're not going to give you any help, any chips. No.
Dude, that game got so bad. Amagazi was holding pretty much every play. Like if you go back and watch the film, you're like, oh my God, dude, the refs just said, F it. We're going to let
I can't call every hold. Every play.
Just do it, kid. You're fine. The game was out of hand, and it was just, like I said, I do like him. I think the traits are there. Good athlete. Year one, though, just wasn't the time.
No, coming off an injury, coming off of playing a lesser competition in college and coming off an injury and then not giving him chip help. Yeah, no. Yeah. Well, I got to respond to this. Stop it, Carl. Stop it. Field that Chicago out to drive and playing poorly. Really? All right. Do I need to go through his wide receivers? Do I need to go through his offensive line when he got sacked 9 times? He got no first team reps his rookie year. Okay, it was Andy Dalton's thing. Come on now. All right, then you throw him in, he gets sacked 9 times. How many did Myles Garrett have? Like 2.5 of that game on him? Come on now. And then you don't so you get him a first-time play caller, and then you get a second year, he gets another first-time play caller. Come on, man. Somehow he didn't have a problem at Ohio State. Slow processing back. He didn't have a problem. He took him to the CFP, all right, twice in the Natty once. So stop it. Anyway. What do you think about our running back situation? Everyone's talking about if we get Dahlman now that Ashton Genty's in the play. Is that something that you think the Bears should look into?
I mean, I think it's possible, especially when you look at the history. Like Ben Johnson hasn't been a head coach yet, but he has had a successful run as OC with Detroit. Look at what they did with the Lions. They drafted a running back early. They kind of plugged him in there and kind of used him with David Montgomery. So there's a little bit of a track record there, but is that more of a Ben Johnson thing, or is that more of a Dan Campbell organizational thing in Detroit? So if it was me, I hope they pass on Genty. I think he's good. I think he'll be a very good professional, but I just don't think at 10 with where the Bears are right now, I don't think that's the good value. I think if Genty's there and someone wants to trade up and get him, like the Cowboys who do weird things like that, let him, let the Cowboys come up to 10 and get him, So I think at 10 there, you either trade back, you go with the best player available on your board, probably an offensive or defensive lineman. And the depth of this running back class is pretty solid, man. You can get a guy in the second or third round that may not have the career as Genty does, but in your scheme with Ben Johnson, who is good at using his guys, don't take the running back at 10. Take a running back second or third round and then plug him in. DeAndre Swift's fine for a year. He had a really good year with Ben Johnson. I know everyone wants to say Ben Johnson hates Swift, but he had a pretty productive year in Detroit there his last year with Ben Johnson. the usage was down, but the volume was up 5.5 yards per carry, something like that. I know it was over 5 yards per carry, 30, 40 catches, you know what I mean? So he'll use him, but he needs a number two to kind of work in unison with a tandem there.
Any running backs that you like? You like, Caleb Johnson? Do you like Judkins? Do you like Henderson? Do you like Hampton? Who do you like? If you had a chance if you had your druthers, who would you take as a running back?
Yeah, all of the above, man. I mean, I think all those guys are going to be good professionals. Both Ohio State guys are pretty good. They look good. The kid from Iowa, Caleb Johnson, I think it is. One cut and go kind of guy. The problem is you got to see how their pass blocking is. You're not going to get on the field if you can't pass block in the NFL. Which I guess the good thing is if Swift is your third down guy, he's a adequate pass blocker, so that's okay there. You can kind of work your rookie in, but the kid from Arizona State too, Scatabo. I mean, he's a power back, good out of the backfield. There are 5 or 6 guys that I would be okay with the Bears taking instead of Jency.
Yeah, I'm not that high on Jency. I'm not as high as most people are on Jency. I shouldn't say I'm not high on him. I think he's a good running back. I think he's got good speed, not great speed. I don't see his lateral quickness isn't very good. He's strong. Yeah. Don't try and just hit him up top and expect him to fall over. That's not happening. But I wouldn't take him either at 10. That's far too high for him. And he's just a little stronger, in my opinion, a little stronger version of DeAndre Swift. Because DeAndre Swift he surprised the hell out of me. He made me eat crow fried hard when his ass ran between the tackles a lot more than I thought he'd be able to last year. Yeah. And I was pleasantly surprised with DeAndre Swift's ability to run between the tackles.
Well, it's almost like at some point, because like early in the year, he bounced everything outside, or he would try and bend everything back, right? He didn't want to hit what was there. And then I think at some point during the season, someone got in his ear and said, look, man, if it's a inside zone and it's a crease, you got to hit it, because he started hitting the inside stuff a little easier. He still goes down pretty quick when he gets hit. I mean, he's not the most physical runner. He can't run through tackles. It's kind of like hitting a brick wall on those 4th and 1 plays, but he's a talented running back. I mean, he is who he is. He's fast. He's a good receiver out of the backfield. Ben Johnson knows how to use him. He had him before. I think he'll be fine. And again, with the contract situation, if it doesn't work out the best, where he doesn't really thrive this year, you can easily get rid of him next year and then go out and get your new back.
What about on the defensive side of the ball? I mean, we still need someone opposite Sweat. Okay. Some people argue they still need a 3 tech because Gervon Dexter hasn't developed as well as many people would have liked.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts? When do you attack that defensive line? 10, 39, 41, 70 something? When do we attack that defensive line?
Again, all of the above. And I think if the best player there on your board is like if the kid from Michigan's there at 10, I think he's worthy,
yes.
Graham, he'd be worthy to take. You
yes.
know, I think the value in this draft really says you trade back from 10, but you can't always find a trade partner. So, I mean, if you got to stay at 10 and take a guy, take BPA, and I think it's going to be in the trenches, whether O-line or D-line. You know, there's some edges there. Pierce, I mean, he may fall for you at 10. It all depends on what Dennis Allen likes. So you look at his history, he has tended to go for a little bigger defensive end. That's kind of what it looks like with his draft profile during the years when he was in Raiders, when he was with Saints. You know, but, you know, who knows what they want now. Maybe they want more speed off the edge. So a lot of options this year. Plus, you know, you look at the free agency. I mean, Jonathan Allen, you know, I know Brad Biggs did a radio hit this morning. It's kind of vanilla. He didn't say too much, but he did kind of bring up Jonathan Allen as a guy that maybe the Bears would go after. You know, 30, 31 years old, still productive with the Commanders last year. You know, he could be a guy you come in and kind of add to that rotation. So again, free agency draft, I think you're going to see this Bears team attack the trenches on both sides.
I hope they do, because I really would like this defensive line to have a nice solid rotation where there's not much drop off. All right, not much drop off, and that's what you need. I mean, you're going to go in waves, and I know Allen brings a little more pressure than Eberflus did. He liked to get home with just 4, but if you can get home with 4, man, think of all the stuff you can do. in the back end. And then when you do bring pressure, all right, when you get home with 4 and you're giving people the flux, and all of a sudden you bring 5, damn. Now shit just hit the fan and you're screwed.
Yeah.
So, your thoughts on Gervon Dexter? What about him? I mean, we're kind of waiting for him. He had some good games last year, but it just didn't get over the top. We're like, okay, he's our dude.
I think that, I mean, he's still a young player. I mean, coming into the league, he was a little younger. Coming to the league, he had to change technique. He had to do something different. So I think, year 1, we kind of saw flashes. Year 2, we saw some more flashes, right? So I think year 3, we'll see even more flashes from him. Big, strong, physical, athletic. I talk about how Dennis Allen likes bigger defensive ends. We saw Dexter as a rookie play some defensive end for the Bears, so that's something that he has done in the past. Maybe we'll see him move around the line a little bit, kind of let him kind of go to defensive end, set the edge a little bit, because he has that, physicality in him. I like Dexter's upside. He may never become that elite 3 tech that you want, but regardless, he is going to be a key member of this rotation going forward on the D line.
I think so. I mean, he's one of the draft picks, so I think they're going to give him they're going to give him as much rope, if not more, than Velus Jones. They gave Velus a long rope, a long rope, and he just ended up hanging himself with and just not being productive. And guys, we're joined by Lester Wiltfong Jr., editor-in-chief of Windy City Gridiron. We're talking Bears football here on Shawn and Maya in the morning on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm fired up, man. I'm really excited about what they do today with the possibility of Dahlman. Obviously, Mac's not coming back. He's re-signed with the Chargers. Is there any other spot? What about a wide receiver? Any wide receivers you see us going after in the draft or in free agency, like a number 3 wide receiver? I mean, even though we still have Tyler Scott and Colin Johnson, they really haven't stepped up. This will be Tyler Scott's 3rd season, Colin Johnson's 2nd or 3rd season. What do you think about a wide receiver either in free agency or in the draft?
Well, Colin Johnson's a physical dude. I mean, he will block for you. So I think that's going to really be something that, Ben Johnson likes to see. Scott's got the speed. I think a guy like Tim Patrick, who was with the Lions the last year, he kind of can come in, knows Ben Johnson's terminology. Ben Johnson knows him. I think he'd be a good fit as a number 3. There was another guy, I forget his name off the top of my head, but he was with the Lions for a couple of years. Recently cut up another team. I forget who he was, but I know there's a couple guys out there with ties to Ben Johnson that would kind of make sense. And as far as the draft goes, look, you could find quality receivers late. It's kind of like how running back was back in the day. There's just so many good ones out there. So I think you kind of wait, find a guy that kind of fits your scheme. You can kind of pick one up, on early day 3, if that's what you want to do. But like you said, you got a few guys already in the house. I don't think a receiver is a top priority. You got your 1 and 2 locked in set. Of course, you want to have a number 3, but I think Ben Johnson will kind of figure things out and kind of find the best guy that kind of fits that WR3 role.
This offense is being tailor made. All right, Ben Johnson is going with the specifically for Caleb, specifically for this guy. How well a season do you think Caleb has? All right. I don't think there's going to be any friction with like there was between him and Waldron. All right. It's going to be a situation where he's like, this is literally built for me. There's going to be a lot more. He knows who Ben Johnson is and what he can do. Obviously, he's playing him twice. What kind of season do you think Caleb has this year with Ben Johnson's offense custom tailored for Caleb?
Well, last year he was 3,500 yards, 20 touchdowns. I know a lot of Bears fans want to see those records drop, right? Eric Kramer's records back in the day, 3,800 yards and 28 touchdowns. I mean, year 2, Ben Johnson, new offense built around the quarterback. I see no reason why Caleb can't become the franchise leader in a single season passing yards and passing touchdowns this year.
Okay. I think it all
and even that, it may be a little low. I mean, just 3,800 yards in 17-game season.
Yeah,
maybe we finally get the 4,000. Finally,
the last team in the NFL after we basically started the forward pass.
Right.
That's insane. Yeah, I hope so. I'm thinking that as well. I think toward the end of the season, once he starts getting comfortable, he might have some big games. And truth be told, Lester, and I said this on the show on Friday, I'm more excited about 2026 than 2025. And I'm excited about 2025. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited about this season. I want to see it, but next year it's not going to be new. Next year, he's not going to be learning an offense. Next year, he's going to be refining an offense. Next year, he's not going to have to build chemistry with wide receivers or other tight ends if they get them. It's going to be there. And 2020 is going to be the year for the Bears to start to kind of live up to that. We're going to take the North and never give it back. Super excited for that. But this year, I think we have a shot. What do you think the ceiling is for the Bears as a team this year?
Yeah, I thought they were much better talent-wise last year than a 5-win team. I don't think that. I mean, that team just kind of fell apart. The whole Eberflus situation. I mean, you could just tell it was just, I mean, a lot of us knew he wasn't the guy. I mean, a lot of us wanted him gone the previous season. It just never happened. So if Eberflus is choking away these games, Ben Johnson hopefully will be able to kind of push them over the edge in these close ones. So again, I'm not expecting a title, but I mean, if they should be in the playoff hunt the entire year long, I see no reason why they can't, push for 10 wins. You get a few breaks here and there. Who knows what happens? You're in the playoffs, but yeah, this team should take a significant jump off of last year's 5-win season.
I hope so. I anticipate it. And man, Bears fans will be a little salty if they don't. That'll be 2 years in a row that they would have underperformed. But I just don't see it. I just think there's a lot better chemistry. I think the vibe and the mood is going to be different, because they know who Ben Johnson is.
Yeah.
Many of those guys wanted him. Caleb was another dude, and now you got him. All right, and that's kind of weird, man. That's really weird where we get the bell of the ball. Usually we're just getting, it's 2 a.m., time to lower your standards, and now we got the hottest chick in the game. And that's so important for the morale of an organization and the players. So I think we could be pushing 10 wins this season. Lester, great stuff, buddy. I appreciate it as always. Do me a big favor though. Let everybody know before you go. Let everybody know where they can find you and your work online.
Yeah, all my social stuff is at Wiltfong Jr. That is Twitter and the Blue Sky, because I guess Twitter is down again. I've been being told here. So you can find all my writing stuff at Windy City Gridiron, and we got a tracker going now to track all the rumors. We got a tracker going to track all the transactions. So check those out. And then all my audio and video stuff is at Second City Gridiron.
Excellent stuff, buddy. I appreciate your time, man. We'll talk soon.
Anytime, my friend.
No. Guys, that's Lester Wiltfong Jr., Editor-in-Chief of Windy City Gridiron. Man, I love it. Love talking football with him. I love talking Bears with him. And, yeah. And I know, and this irks me a little. People say things like this when we were talking about Justin, and I talked about him being that at Holy Cross. That's where I went to school, at Ohio State. And Carl says, right, he was surrounded with elite talent. You could have looked at Ohio State. Isn't that what they're doing to Caleb? Isn't that what they're doing for Caleb? You got a good right tackle. You're getting two of the top guards. You're probably going to get another center. You got two phenomenal wide receivers. You had three. Keenan Allen last year. Isn't that the point, to get the best talent on your team? Okay, when he has good talent around him, guess what? He wins. All right. When you have quarterback coaches or coaches that don't develop you, I don't care who you are. Okay. What happens? And this is I've said this plenty of times before. The most important coaching you get from when you go up a level, from high school to college to pro. The most important coaching that you get is your first year. The most important. Now, whether it's you sitting on a sideline and watching, and that's probably the best. But if you're playing, you have to have good coaches to coach you up. Didn't happen. I told you got no reps in OTAs, no reps in minicamp, first team reps in minicamp, in a preseason, in a regular season, till game 4, then gets thrown out there. Had no wide receivers. An old Allen Robinson, a young Darnell Mooney. I can go through the list of wide receivers, and most of them you don't even remember. So saying that the JF1 sucks is a stretch. That's extreme hyperbole. That's hyperbole. And you might not like him, and that's cool. That's cool. You know, you may not like him, and that's fine. But to say that he sucks is not. When Pittsburgh is looking at him, you know what I'm saying? I just wish he would have had a shot here. I wish that's why I wanted him to go to Vegas. I wanted him to go to Vegas. He's got Pete Carroll there, and he's got Chip Kelly as an offensive coordinator to kind of maximize that. But I don't think they realized what they had. But I digress. It's an exciting time. And the one thing that I ask you is to be present. All right, like I was talking to Lester, like I'm excited about 26, really excited. Dude, I'm going to be fired up next year because who knows what we're going to do this year. But I'm focused more on this year. Because we get to see it. We get to be present. We get to watch. We get to watch like the Hawks when they drafted Patrick Kane and Jonathan Tays. We watched them grow. We watched them grow into three-time, should have been 4-time Stanley Cup champions. We saw that. We saw Patrick Kane grow into a league MVP. We saw that. This is what we're doing now. We're watching Caleb grow. We're watching Caleb finally get good coaching. Good coaching. You put a good line in front of him. You got good running backs. You got good receivers. We don't even know who the hell a third receiver is. What if they do something crazy and take a tight end with the second round pick? It's not beyond our Bears. No, Carl, you don't gotta apologize, man. We're all grown men here. You didn't offend me. We have different views on shit, and that's cool. We can agree to disagree. All right, I'm not gonna run home and take my ball. So you can't say that on here. No, bro. It's more you have your opinion. That's cool. You didn't offend my opinion or me. We just have different sides. We have different views. We take different sides of a topic. That's all. That's all. And I'm adamant about it. That's all. But we get to watch the development of it. We get to watch this happen. Okay? Now, let me not go down that route. But now, again, just be present. Watch when Caleb does good stuff. Watch when the defense does great stuff. Watch when Caleb has time to throw. Here's a crazy idea. You give a quarterback time to throw. You give a talented quarterback time to throw. Most of the time, they will slice you and dice you. Most of the time. You go back to the great ones. You don't have to go to great ones. You can go to Jeff Garcia. He's with the Niners. Excuse me. People like that. You give them, it was Ryan Tannehill a couple times with the Dolphins, and I forgot who else, when he had time to throw. Not to mention Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. You give them time to throw, they can hurt you. And that's the whole purpose of developing that offensive line, developing a team. Because I don't think anyone here would ever call Jalen Hurts a generational quarterback. I don't think anyone in here would. If you do, okay, we're on different sides of the fence then. That's cool. He just won a Super Bowl. He just won a Super Bowl because he had a great team. And that's the one thing that everyone's so focused on and like, well, he's got to throw for this many yards. He got to throw for that. No, you got to win. I could give a rat's ass if he throws for 4,000 yards. I don't care. I don't care. If we go 13-4 and he throws for 3,600 yards and doesn't break the record, I'm not going to be sad. And then next year he throws for 3,900, 38 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, and we get the NFC Championship game and win the Super Bowl. I'm not going to be sad he missed 4,000 yards. Everybody's looking for markers. You're looking for numbers. Don't look at numbers. Look at performance. You know, you can see when a guy's getting better. And that's all I want. I'm not stuck with numbers. Everyone knows he's got to be a 4,000-yard passer. He's got to have X amount of touchdowns. I want this. I want that. I don't give a shit. Let me ask you this. If Caleb Williams has a career or a year like Jalen Hurts had this year, the rest of his career, every year like that, would you be happy? Deep in the playoffs, Super Bowl contender. Would you be happy? Or would you say, damn, we won 3 Super Bowls, but he never passed for 4,000 yards. He sucks. Let's keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is winning the Super Bowls. That's the thing. Doesn't matter how you get there. Doesn't matter how you do it. Keep the main thing the main thing. Let's stop worrying about these fantasy football numbers and worry about winning games. You go get good running backs. You get another good one. I like DeAndre Swift. Get another good one. And you can take all the pressure off of Caleb. And when Caleb has to go do shit, excuse me, then he gets to go be Superman. But don't put it on him. Put it on the offensive line. You're paying this offensive line a lot. Put it on them. Put it on them. All right? I'm not worried about numbers. I'm really not. I need to see. I need to visually see Caleb got better. I need to see Caleb's getting rid of the ball. I'm telling you, if you ever watched a game with me and I see a quarterback, when Justin did it, when Mitch did it, it was second down, 1,001, 1,002, 1,003. He can't really step, he can't really run. Threw it first row. Thank you. Great play. Live to snap to play another down. Real Bears fan, is that 32 total touchdowns or 32 passing touchdowns? Is that total or passing? Total. If Caleb has 32 total, wonderful. Wonderful. I don't care. I don't need him to pass for X amount. And we just showed the mold was broken. You don't need a generational quarterback to win a Super Bowl. You need a really great offensive line and good running backs. Quarterback. So all of a sudden, that whole myth that you can't win in this league without a generational quarterback, poof, gone. Philadelphia showed you how to win. They just showed you how to win without a generational quarterback. And I don't think Caleb is a generational quarterback. I think he's extremely talented, but he's not a generational quarterback, in my opinion. But that doesn't mean he can't be great. Doesn't mean he can't be a Hall of Famer. Doesn't mean that at all. People get upset when I say that. All the Caleb cultists, when I say he's not generational, they want to fight. Why? Because you're not generational doesn't mean you're not great. Would anyone here, and I've said it again, anyone here say Troy Aikman was a generational quarterback? Would anyone say, who would say Troy Aikman is a generational quarterback on here? Anyone? Is there anyone who would say Troy Aikman is a generational quarterback? I don't think so. I don't think so. But you know what? You got 3 Super Bowls. Shody, I can agree with you on that one. Okay. I can agree with you on that. He's generational to the Bears. Yes. In one season with 20-plus touchdown passes. Chad, defensive and awesome, offensive line dominant. Thank you very much. How did Philly win the Super Bowl this year? Offensive and defensive line dominant. So that's where, and this is why I wanted Ryan Poles gone. For so long, I wanted him gone. No. You neglected the offensive line. You neglected the defensive line. Say that 5 times real fast. Neglected the offensive and defensive line. And you're a former offensive lineman. You should know this. This is why I can't, when people say things, it bugs me when people who don't know football talk football and act as if they know football. Because I said it last year, I'm like, and I said it earlier, I'm like, if this conversation was had, if Lamar Jackson had beat Patrick Mahomes last year, if he had beaten him last year, does the conversation change? You know, do they keep Justin, trade the pick, get a haul, get more offensive linemen, get more weapons? He didn't do it last year. So now they're like, we need a generational quarterback. And everybody hyped Caleb. And please don't get me wrong. I don't think Caleb sucks by any stretch. I don't think he sucks at all. He's got things to work on. I don't think he sucks. He can be a great quarterback. And I applaud him for his resiliency this year. But I don't know how much he had to, or he contributed to the dysfunction in there. That's another story for another day. But I digress. I think Caleb can be a great quarterback, maybe even a Hall of Fame quarterback if you get him the right pieces. We have the right coach. Now just give him the pieces and a defense. Marshawn says the only problem is Poles don't like overpaying on free agents, and that bothers me some. Well, you know what? Then fucking draft better. Then draft better, Poles. How about this? Draft better and develop better. Have your coaches develop better, and you don't have to worry about free agency. One or two guys here or there is all you're going to need. Draft better and develop better. That's the issue. Because you've shown you haven't developed shit. One thing I have zero questions about on Caleb is his toughness. You're damn right. Not getting sacked 697 times last year. Some of it was his fault. To help him, he's going to, what I talked about, he's going to have to throw the ball out of bounds. Throw it in the first row. Throw it in the first row. Live to have a good down and distance. Now it's second and 10 as opposed to 2nd and 15. It's 3rd and 6 as opposed to 3rd and 12. You got to do that. He's got to get better. And Ben Johnson should help him do that. He should. But the one thing that I don't like is I think the Bears are looking for choir boys who are good football players. Okay? Well, Chaz, I feel like Caleb was seeing ghosts more times than not later in the year. Yeah, it happens. It happens. When you get sacked 68 times, you're going to see shit that ain't there. You're going to anticipate, oh, man. I don't think he's going to have that problem this year. He's going to toss that mug in the second. Yeah, he's going to. Or here's a crazy idea. Run. That's the one thing that I don't understand about Caleb. And this is the thing that bothers me. Everyone's like, well, he runs, he buys time, he runs the pass. Look, shut the hell up with your stupid shit. If you got 8 yards and you need 3rd and 6, run the goddamn ball, slide. Simple. But when you sit there and hold and I gotta pass. Guess what? No one's getting open, sack. Football is not a difficult game. The object of the game is to move the chains. Period. End of story. Move the chains. You stop moving the chains, it's a touchdown. End of story. Now let's go move the chains again. Next drop. And you move the chains however you have to move the chains. And Caleb was doing a shitty job of running. And everyone talked about, oh, he runs the pass, he keeps his head downfield. No, so do most quarterbacks. And many quarterbacks will run for the first down, slide, and it's much better second and 10 or first and 10 now. We just move the chains. Defense is pissed because they had everyone covered and you still got a first down. Emotionally, it's taxing. Psychologically, it's taxing on a defense. When you have everyone covered and a quarterback sprints for a first down and you can't get off the field. This is what I'm talking about. So when everyone says, well, he runs to pass, run to get the first down. Get the first down. I understand people want the long, sexy, 35, 40, 50-yard bombs. If they're there, take them. If they're not, don't. If they're not, take the first down, period. This game is simple, and it's gone, and this is the thing. A lot of this generation, a lot of you guys are, oh, well, it's a 7-on-7 league. I got to see the long pass. I got to see this. Football at its essence is blocking and tackling. Get to the first down. Get a first down. Get a first down. When you get a first down, it means you're blocking. So don't give me this nonsense about, well, he's got to throw for this many yards. I want him to keep, he's buying time. Don't buy time. You step up, your reads are there. First read's there, second read there, third read there. No, step up. And if when you're stepping up, you still see anyone breaking, run. Run and slide. I'm not asking you to be Justin Fields and run 60 yards for a touchdown, 80 yards for a touchdown. That's not your thing. Your thing is you have athletic ability to move the chains, get a first down. You have that ability. Use it. The longer you hold on to the ball and dance and twirl and spin, guess what? Defensive linemen are going to get your ass. Like they did 68 times last year. I couldn't agree with you more. I think Justin's here. Two things Caleb and Justin had in common. Both had several comeback wins denied by shitty coaching. I think Caleb had shitty coaching, and I think Justin has shitty players. If you call against the Dolphins, all right, EQ St. Brown, fourth down. First of all, they didn't call a pass interference on Chase Claypool when they pulled him down from behind. Should have been a horse collar and pass interference. Then the next play on fourth down, EQ St. Brown has the first down. The ball goes right through his hands. Darnell Mooney bobbled the ball when they're playing the Washington Commanders. Bobbled the ball, caught the ball in the end zone, bobbled it, gets pushed out of the end zone. I said it was a coaching. What are you talking about? I said there was no slight at Caleb at all. I said I think Caleb's wins were due to bad coaching. I didn't say it was due to him. I'm not coming at him like that, Cornelius. No. I'm not coming at him. Again, I don't hate Caleb. He still has things to work on, just like every NFL quarterback. Even Patrick Mahomes now has some shit to work on because they didn't win the Super Bowl. Shorty says Justin has 6 goal line TDs denied by shitty coaching on the Eberflus. Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And yes. Coaching matters. It does. It does, big time. And that's the one thing that we fail to account for in all these situations. You can get the right guy in the wrong system. You can get the right guy not being coached properly. You can get the right guy with a coordinator who doesn't know how to maximize his talents. And the guy doesn't suck. It's just he's not being used properly. Sometimes you can step up to the next level, the guy just isn't ready, or the guy can't play. It happens. There'll be great college players, it's just not great NFL players. It happens. But if you have good coaching, it gives you a chance. When you have bad coaching, you got no chance. Talent's going to go so far, but guess what? Everybody's talented in the National Football League. And you're going to get a whole bunch of guys who are talented maybe not as talented as you, but they have better coaching than you. In life, Mashawn, in life, coaching matters always in all sports. In life, that's why people always tell you to get mentors. In life. Yeah, King Booker World, coaching killed everything these past 3 years. Yep. Coaching and poor personnel decisions. So it's going to be fun. Like I said, be present. Let's wait for the Drew Dahlman signing, and I'll be happy as a pig in slop, just like many of you will be. Many of Bears Nation will. Most of Bears Nation will be. And let's get down to it. I'm fired up. I'm excited about free agency. Okay, I really am. I'm really excited to see this offense take form, take shape. I'm really excited to see what Ben Johnson can do with Caleb Williams. I'm really excited to see what Caleb Williams can do with Rome Odunze, with Cole Kmet, who he completely ignored. Which I think I told you, I think that's a little petty bullshit that he did, but that's neither here nor there. And how he ignored DJ Moore. Don't get me wrong, DJ Moore had a couple drops. Cole Kmet had a couple drops. That would have helped DJ get his 1,000 yards last year, but he was missed more often than DJ had drops. My question is, why are you not going to your number one receiver? Number one receiver who's the number one receiver in the NFL, not coming out of college, but that's the youthfulness of him. That's the I'm going to do it my way type of thing that Caleb has. I think you should lean on DJ Moore a little more, no pun intended. Lean on Cole Kmet more. It is. Chad says, funny, polls came from KC around that group. Weird he can't evaluate talent very well. Yeah. And this goes to show sometimes you can't. You'll be around people who can do it. But it's not an easy thing. Shorty says, when fans immediately know what went wrong with coaching in real time, it sure does prove coaching matters. It does. It does. As far as the running backs, I don't think there's any way we can get Omarion Hampton from North Carolina. Real Bears fan, I think you are 100% on point. He says Ben will help Poles make decisions like he did with 2 guard trades. Well, I want the picks for Cunningham. We all want the picks for Cunningham. We were like, get the hell out of here. 2 third-round picks, one this year, one next year. But if you remember in his press conference, his opening presser, he made a point to say, I'm going to be I can't wait to work with Ryan Poles in building or acquiring this talent, which means I'm going to be with his ass in the draft. I'm going to give him some suggestions. Cornelius Quinshawn Judkins would do just fine. Yes, he would. Mashawn, legal tampering period begins in 5 minutes. Yes, it does. Or less than that now. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this ride. It's going to be fun. You might hear a couple more huge numbers, huge contracts, and that's okay. No Dahlman yet, Real Bears fan. No, not yet. No Dahlman. But listen. 2 hours has come and gone. I want to thank my guest, Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron, editor-in-chief over at Windy City Gridiron, for coming out talking Bears with us, baby. Real Bears fan, yes, I like this a lot. If you don't get Drew Dahlman, and you keep Coleman Shelton, draft Wilson. Yes. Let him sit under Coleman Shelton for a year or so. I mean, he'll get time, but he can develop, and we're not putting a lot of pressure on him. I agree. But I want to thank Lester Wiltfong Jr. from Windy City Gridiron for coming on talking Bears with your boy and my peoples. Thank you very much, Lester. Great stuff as always, man. I appreciate the time. And you guys enjoy it. Listen, it's going to be gorgeous here in the Chi today. All right, it's going to be high 60s. We're going to flirt with 70 degrees today. It's 57 now. Woo. Damn, we got 68 degrees at 3 o'clock out here in Orland Park. Woo-wee. 68 degrees. What we're talking about. Oh, so a high of 69. It's going to be only a high of 50 tomorrow. High of 60 Wednesday. High of 60 Thursday. High of 75 on Friday. Lord have mercy. People are going to be going crazy. Well, listen, as I tell you all the time, make sure your loved ones know you love them. Reach out, send a text, send a voice memo. Set up time for some brunch, for some drinks. Rooftops are going to be open. Patios are going to be open. All right, go do something with your people that you love. Let them know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. That, my people, is like, I can guarantee you, tomorrow is promised to no one. Okay? Guys, you have a phenomenal day. And the banter back and forth today was awesome. All right. Chad says, great show. Thank you, Chad. I appreciate it. Love your knowledge. I appreciate it. Thank you. Shorty says, you hated my Florida temps. Hey, yeah. Too bad we don't have pools open now like you do in Florida. Great show, Shawn. Thank you, Aunt Mas. And hey, Carl, no harm, no foul, bro. Hey, listen, I'm a big boy. We can agree to disagree. You know what I mean? We can agree to disagree. We're going to have to watch TV for the first time in 15 years to acquire news. Hey, Carl, again, no need to apologize, bro. We look at things differently, and that's cool. That's the wonderful thing about it, about sports and just life in general. We all view things differently. No offense taken. I just get passionate about my Bears and things that I know, that I see that they need to do, and I have a pretty good idea of what they need to do. What they need to do, what they haven't done. That's all. So, man, no, bro, we're all. I'm a grown ass man, Bubba. All right, we can argue. We ain't got to fight. We ain't got to shoot nobody at the club. We just argue, and you know what? You go about your day. You have a great day, and I'll go about my day and have a great day as well. King Booker World says A+. Thank you, Papa. Shorty, you're a damn fool. Just at the pool yesterday. Great stuff, man. James Ford's in the house checking in. He says, great show. Thank you very much, James. I appreciate it. Listen, I'm going to replay this at 6 at 12:15. All right. Second City Sports with Lakina McGee and Sydney Brown. They're going to take you on another 2-hour tour of Chicago sports talk. So make sure you tune into them and check them out as well. All right. But for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. Have a phenomenal day. I'm telling you, get outside. Get outside, even if it's just for a walk, or just walk to the corner. Go to the bodega. Go to the corner store. Walk somewhere. If you live walking in your little subdivision, just take a nice walk out there. Enjoy it. Let your loved ones know you love them, because tomorrow is promised to no one. All right. So from everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shawn Sierra. You guys have a phenomenal day. I will see you on Wednesday. Your boy is out.